What's up, guys? It's Darth Weegee, and, well, let's get serious for a second. I know that's not usually something I do on this channel. There's a lot of things that made me the person I am today. There's my parents, my family, my upbringing, my cats, I guess, my friends. But honestly, I would venture to say that if it weren't for a certain game that goes by the name Super Smash Brothers, I wouldn't be here today, honestly. I know it's stupid. At least it's like some people's like, oh, this guy thinks that a video game has changed his life. Well, it kind of did. The more I think about it, the more it makes sense. And I don't know, maybe this is just like one of those videos that'll like show people that video games aren't just some crappy pastime. I mean, they are, but that they can actually, you know, change lives. So I present to you a half ripped off from Introspective Gig, where I just list off some of the things that wouldn't have happened if I didn't play Super Smash Brothers. So yeah, here we go. If it wasn't for Super Smash Brothers, a children's book by Michael Darth Weegee. So let's start. If it wasn't for Smash Brothers, I honestly wouldn't have wanted my own video game system. I remember as a kid, I really didn't have much exposure to video games. My mom was really good at Super Mario, and I watched her when I was like 1, and then that was it. I didn't really like I didn't play the SNES, I didn't play the N64. I was too young for that stuff. I was a wee lad. And then one day I was over at a friend's house, and they had this thing. It was called a GameCube. They showed me it, and the game we were playing was Super Smash Bros. Melee. And I loved it so much. I remember actually the first characters I played were Mario and Kirby. Mario because I knew who Mario was, and Kirby because Kirby could jump a lot. I remember the day as soon as we left, I said to my mom, "Mom, I want a GameCube." And I've wanted that for so long, and then I finally got it. And I finally got a game system. So if it wasn't for Smash, I wouldn't have had a game system. Now, it wasn't actually Smash that I started with. It was Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Was my first GameCube game, but that's beside the point. If it wasn't for Smash Brothers, I wouldn't have become a gamer. Now, we all know about what Smash is. It's a celebration of Nintendo's history and of gaming in general at this point. So, when I started looking at all these characters, I noticed something about the trophies. There was like names under it. And then, as time went on, I found out Smash Bros. Wasn't just like some random fighting game that happened to have Mario in it. It was a collection of characters. There were all kinds of characters, and they were all from different games, and I wanted to figure out what games there were. And when I eventually got to the internet, I started looking into stuff. I started looking into Mario, into Sonic, into Fire Emblem, into Mega Man, things like that. Eventually, that not only led to me just figuring out about Nintendo stuff, but gaming in general. And the next point is kind of very similar, so I guess we'll just transition from there. So if it wasn't for Smash Bros, I wouldn't have gotten into some of my favorite games of all time. It's two in particular. When Smash 4 came out, I found out about the new game. It was like a month or two after it was announced. I figured out the game existed, and I was like, whoa, this is cool. There were 3 characters. There was Villager, there was Wii Fit Trainer, and there was Mega Man. Mega Man I had never heard of, and he intrigued me a little bit, because... So I started looking into Mega Man, I found out he was a robot. I'm like, whoa, I like robots, I like science fiction, I love artificial intelligence and stuff like that, I might as well try it out. So I got into Mega Man, I figured out all the games. I haven't gotten a chance to play all of them yet, but now Mega Man is one of my favorite games of all time. And I have Smash Bros. To thank for that, because I wouldn't have figured out who Mega Man was if he wasn't a new character in Smash 4. And to an extent, another one of my favorite games of all time was Shovel Knight. Now, as you all know, Shovel Knight wasn't in Smash 4, and yeah, that. So how did I find out about Shovel Knight? Well, a lot of people wanted Shovel Knight. I was like, whoa, who the heck is Shovel Knight? A knight that fights with a shovel? That's stupid. And then, like, I heard, hey, it's a really good game, and I'm like, whoa, oh wait, this is actually good? The completionist likes this? Huh. So I tried it out, and now it's one of my favorite games of all time. And not only that, it got me into indie gaming in general, which is another one of my favorite little, niches, I guess? So, if it wasn't for Smash, I wouldn't have found out who the heck Shovel Knight was, who Mega Man was, things like that. And, you know what? If it wasn't for Smash Bros, I wouldn't have had anything to learn about or compete in. Now, of course, there's plenty of sports and stuff. There's, like, chess, but I'm not smart enough for things like chess or poker. There's plenty of brain games and stuff, and you're like, okay, so why you bring up brain games? Because, yeah, I played some soccer when I was 10. I was pretty okay at it, but as time went on, I got a little paranoid. You see, I'm asthmatic. So, essentially, it's when breathing decides to not work, because it's sensitive. So, I was scared that if I over-exercised myself, I would, you know, die. But I'm also a somewhat competitive guy. I like a little competition every once in a while. So I'm a competitive guy. So like one day I'm browsing the internet and I find this Melee set, and it was appealing to me because I had recently learned that, hey, people actually get together in basements and have tournaments for a game. I'm like, what? That's weird. But you know what really got into me? I saw this set. I'm not sure if I could dig it up. I don't even remember the event. But it was a match between Hungrybox and Mewtwo King. And I realized, even though I was playing Brawl at the time, that there was a competitive scene. And that there were people that took the game to the next level. And I looked at it and I thought, hey, I want to do this. I want to learn about this game. I want to get good at it. And I want to play it against people. I want to go and I want to fight with these people, and I don't even have to worry about me being, like, dying. Alright. I know it's a bit of an irrational fear, but at the same time, you get what I'm saying. And then, honestly, because of the whole competitive aspect of it, if it wasn't for Smash, I wouldn't have some of the friends I have. Now, you notice I didn't say online friends, and I'll get to that in a second. You see, because of Smash Bros, I was a bit more of a Nintendo guy. So even though there were kids that were gamers in my homeschool co-op the last couple of years of my education, I didn't really get much of a chance to talk to them. First off, they had their own friend groups, and Destiny was big at the time, so they would talk about Destiny. I'm like, I don't have Destiny. I mean, I'm stuck on a Wii, or a Wii U at some point, and nobody else was like as much into Nintendo as I was. So I actually, at college, there's a couple people that actually were Nintendo fans. My buddy Denominator, we both liked Nintendo. We were both gamers, and I was able to talk Nintendo with him because he liked Nintendo as much as I did. So I got to make friends with him. There's somebody else. I'm not gonna mention his real name because I don't know if he has an online name or anything, but he's a fan of both Smash and Mega Man. And we just met, but I still consider him a buddy. And then there's all my online friends. I mean, this one in particular is a big deal because, like, yeah, I have IRL friends and I met them in certain scenarios, but I wouldn't have met these people if it wasn't for Smash Bros. I mean, I wouldn't have met Plasmaster, who honestly is just one of my closest online friends. Wouldn't have met Enemy, who's one of the most talented Rivals players I've had the pleasure to regularly talk with, and regularly fight as well. I wouldn't have Lassitar, who got me hooked on Toho, and he's the only guy I can actually talk with it about because nobody else is as big of a fan as me and him are. Wouldn't have gotten to meet Quaze, who's just a really awesome YouTuber, and he actually helped me get my stream set up, and he's done like so much like stuff for me in the channel. Wouldn't have met Elamavi, who pretty much just who probably likes my tweets the most, and he's just an overall nice guy and probably one of the best Kirby mains I know. If it wasn't for Smash 3D, which kind of came up from my whole, hey, I like Smash Bros, this seems cool, I wouldn't have met Hailbot, and I wouldn't have met all the people in this community. It's one of my favorite communities that I'm a part of. It's just great to see. It's just great to hang out with all those people, and it's too many to name. They're all really fun to mess around with, to hang out with. Yeah, I wouldn't have met all of these awesome people if it wasn't for Smash Bros. And honestly, if it wasn't for Smash Bros, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. When Smash Bros, when I discovered Smash Bros, one of the things that kept coming up in my recommended was Alpha Rad's A Story for Glory series. I didn't pay too much mind to it because I wanted to see like the competitive stuff. But then I finally gave in. I was like, you know what, I'm watching it. And then I realized there's like a whole channels that were dedicated to Super Smash Brothers. At the time, I had started getting into YouTube. I was watching people like Peanut Butter Gamer, The Completionist, Random Encounters, and I realized I wanted to do something like that. I wanted to do video games, but it was YouTubers like YouTubers like Alpha Rad, Nintendo, Sherwood, those three in particular. They made me realize I could do just 1 or 2 games and still make content of it, and it's a game I'm so passionate about. This is like the perfect thing for me. So if it wasn't for Smash, we wouldn't all be here. We wouldn't be here all on YouTube. I wouldn't be making YouTube videos about Smash Bros. Maybe about video games in general, but as someone who doesn't really get much of a chance to purchase that many games, like my Steam library isn't like chock full of 50 or 60 games, and I wasn't able to buy too many big AAA titles. So with these channels teaching me that I could focus on just one game and be successful, that inspired me to make my own channel dedicated completely to Smash Brothers and games like it. And honestly, it's one of the greatest decisions I made. So yeah, that's it. That's all that I've written down. It's kind of hard to describe how much this game has meant to me. It's definitely one of the bigger parts of my life, as dumb as that sounds. Being able to be here and to play it and have people watch me play it and enjoy me and Krista Chat and Vanilla Jack and all of my friends play the game and then they enjoy it. It's something else, guys. I would not have expected I would be in this position a few years ago. It means the world to me, and I am super excited to get into Ultimate. When it comes, we're gonna rock it out. It's gonna change everything. Even more than this game in general has changed my life. So, yeah. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And thanks, Sakurai. You really did a good one. Man. Yeah, but thank you, Sakurai. You didn't just make a good game. You made a great game. It's changed so many lives, including my own. And that is just amazing. Okay, look, I'm improvising it, alright? I didn't have something prepared for a dramatic ending. Just cut me some slack! Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Sure to drop a like if you enjoyed the video, I guess. And subscribe if you're new, because when Ultimate comes around, we're hitting that game hard. You're not gonna want to miss it. Yeah. With that, I will see you later.